Today, we start to see the fruit of all of our work from last week. Even with the kind of disruption that we saw on Friday, we noticed that we are below those weekly expected moves, or the monthly expected move in this case. And we did still maintain those reversal signals to curl up those 2 hour charts, looking for a potential move from the daily chart. If the daily can confirm up here, we will be looking for us to test these areas. And if we're able to break through that first point of resistance, there is always the opportunity to extend for a period of time. This is where we need to understand that if a divergence point pops up over here, we will be watching it. So tune in and make sure you're subscribed, because we're going to actually go through and put a Saturday macro video by itself this weekend coming up on Saturday. So make sure you're subscribed and ready for that. But today, we need to get you guys those daily expected moves. Weekly expected moves are plotted on the chart. We have a little bit shorter week, so sometimes those weekly moves can be interesting. But as of right now, the 2 hour chart has been able to curl up at a closer point. Now, does this mean that we have to ignore all the bearishness? Well, no. We are in the stage where we knew with the 30-minute divergence, one big rigged kind of move. But we did know with the 30-minute divergences that something like this was very probable. And most likely, anyone who was putting together trades with those 3 to 5 reasons is most likely looking towards this weekly expected move for a take profit. So we need to consider, if the 2 hour is able to roll right here, we are still in negative territory. This is kind of a designated point for the bears. If this is able to roll, then it's very likely we're testing in that wick. Now, because that wick is there, though, it kind of makes me turn into this guy. Right? It makes me turn into this guy and go, why would that happen if they want the market to go down anyway? Why did this happen below the monthly expected move towards the end of the month? And what that tells me is maybe I do need to be paying attention at least for some upside for the time being. And I can look for maybe a rejection at the point between these highs up towards that 750. So as of right now, we're going to say that because, yes, if the 2 hour rotates down, the market will be at risk of a retest of the lows, or going to make a new one, maybe down towards that 708.73. But for the SPY for tomorrow, we have daily expected moves. If we're going to extend here, well, 746.85, that's always going to be on the table when you are seeing some bottoming signals. You can always just see some kind of squeeze up to a couple of days, even up to like a week or something like that. 735.15 might be what you want to be looking at, though, if you didn't have confidence in any of the signals here or any of the signals from today. If you manage that position, I totally understand. That makes sense. So what would be the opportunity here? Well, since extension is on the table and I don't really like to chase these highs, I would like the market to digest this. We do not have an 85% down day or anything like that called out from volatility. I'll double check just in case. We do not. So that tells me that if I see a 30-minute pullback down by the center line and then it confirms back to the upside, meaning we come down to that 5-day, we actually maybe tap into that daily expected move, and then you see a curl to the upside, this would be the next opportunity to potentially get a trade up to that 750 point. This is what I'm going to be looking for again over the next couple of trading sessions, as I did like these type of areas. So this looks like a very probable thing for tomorrow, at least for being patient for an opportunity, looking for 30-minute pullbacks for continuation, as the 30-minute chart does not have any kind of reversal signal. What we would need to see to break down from here is the market go and make some kind of sloppy divergence, or break down too far and start to make those lower highs on the 30-minute chart. That would actually be able to get this negative. So as we are in positive territory, what should you be looking for? Positive moves. The cues here, we're going to give you those daily expected moves. Now, this is something interesting. Remember with the SPY, we talked about continuation. Well, look where the weekly expected move is in purple. And look where your daily expected move is for tomorrow. So pretty much a weekly expected move right here. This means taking profit decision making opportunities for the week might have to be made tomorrow. Sorry about the word salad. 733.65 to the upside for your upside daily expected move. We extend, job done, right? That's the whole plan for the trade. Look at all the 30-minute stuff in here, see a 30-minute confirmation, go, and then we go up to that weekly expected move and the job's done. It's pretty simple. That means the 2 hour is able to curl up and it is not going to roll down. Obviously, if the 2 hour chart rolls down, then that is saying the opposite is going to take place. So the risky thing to watch here, hey, if I have a bullish play and I'm still holding on to it, if the 2 hour curls down, I would want to be I would really want to adapt to that situation. I would maybe even want to manage a trade. So I just want to mention that the bearish thing here is the 2 hour is able to roll. The 30-minute, though, looks pretty positive. No divergences, no lower highs, anything like that. We just came out of a divergence. So squeeze is on the table. And we'll talk about the volatility signal that we did see and went over this weekend to really discuss like, hey, this is a potential bottoming signal, meaning the daily can curl up. But an opportunity would be nice if you get some kind of 30-minute pullback to go into that daily expected move. That may be an opportunity to join the party for a moment, just making sure that those reasons are confirmed. If you take anything before a confirmation, you know that you are assuming a little bit more risk. As we look at IWM, this one's kind of the interesting slash fishy one. If the 30-minute curls down, you'll actually, weirdly enough, look for higher lows. But as of right now, a test of the lows, or even to go make a new one, seems very probable with the positioning of the MACD. 295.62, we are above the annual expected move. That means IWM does become risky for the rest of the year pretty much. But the 2 hour chart, if this is able to keep doing this, it can keep going, right? Make more points of divergence, curl up again, go to that daily expected move. But eventually we're going to get really close to the center line. So I'd really, really like to just suggest here, looking for moments where this is really close to the center line. And I believe that as we're getting there, I mean, I even believe this point right here, this rejection right here needs to be watched. And that's simply because we're at the annual expected move. So I just want to mention that. If you wanted the big, like, hey, when is IWM like blatantly saying, hey, we are the most probable in at least recent times to get a weekly pullback, a weekly correction, it would be when this daily bar is able to confirm down. You have plain and simple divergences down here. You have quadruple divergence on the RSI, still holding, needs to be violated to squeeze through. And then you have triple divergence on the MACD, not confirmed. So once this does, this becomes risky. But as of right now, if the 2 hour chart can curl up, maybe we blow out those divergences. We'll have to see. But 302.32 would be where that gets to if this is able to confirm in positive territory. If the 30-minute is able to roll down, the first point we will watch for is 295.62. Let's go over volatility to end this. And we notice that the volatility does not show any kind of divergence, right? Remember, we've talked about this a lot with volatility in 2026 because we have seen so many good things from volatility for so many good hints. We do not have divergence on the MACD. We do not have divergence on the RSI. We don't have lower high, or we don't have higher low. We don't have higher low at all. So we don't have anything like this to suggest, yes, we're going into a volatile time. And we don't necessarily see anything like this that suggests, hey, we have tapered off and we can start to turn around for the 2 hour chart. So that tells me that we are still very likely to squeeze through. We are very likely to maybe even see a pullback tomorrow. Gentle little pullback for VIX to get to that center line by morning, and maybe right away in the morning you see some kind of opportunity as this is able to roll. If it's not rolling, then there is no setup, correct? Let's take this over into the 2 hour chart, knowing that there's no reversal signals. If volatility wanted to come back strong, then this 2 hour would need to curl up while it is close to the center line. Now, that is possible. That's why you look for the 30-minute higher low, you look for the 30-minute divergence. But since we don't have that, we can easily say, like, hey, an update tomorrow or an update to get to the weekly expected move, or just getting to the weekly expected move this week. It does make sense. The 2 hour chart is breaking down. Here's the signal that we showed off over the weekend, right? 2 hour divergence, 2 hour divergence. This was actually discussed multiple times throughout the week to watch for any time this fails, because this point right here says the market's really risky. But if it fails, it says, guess what? You're in a trick and trap. And that's the most probable thing. And we see that today. So the problem with these 2 hour divergences is if you're not curling up now, you can break down further and you're probably going to have to reset signals, maybe even down towards this 1504. So we could be seeing a daily curl up for the SPY. And that's because this signal right in here likes to curl down daily charts. And where is the daily chart? The daily chart is right by the center line. If this wants to turn back around in some fashion, we would need that to turn back up by the time. So we're not too negative here for volatility, but this does say that squeeze is on the table because we don't know if daily's going to turn down to here and then curl to the upside. We don't know if the daily's going to break down all the way down to like 1212 over time. That would be a mega squeeze right there. I'm not necessarily leaning towards that, but volatility is not behaving like it seriously wants to come in. It's actually kind of looking like what, a little bit of a 1, 2, 3, and then we have to see what happens from that 1504 is the most probable situation in my mind. Guys, For the SPY, we've been talking about this kind of thing for almost like what, ever since we came down to these type of levels, right? Pretty much once we get to the monthly expected move, we start talking about what? We start talking about 30-minute divergences. 30-minute divergences pop up, and then the 2-hour chart's supposed to curl up, and the 2-hour chart curls up, and now the target is the weekly expected move. Nothing here is by any means terribly complex, but it does require some understanding of the confirmations you're looking for, some understanding of weekly and monthly expected moves. So our previous video over the weekend, at the end of the video, I showed off all the curriculum for the full technical analysis course. And I would love for you, as someone who's watching to the end of the video, to just go check that out and see if it's something that would fit for you. It's 80% off for the entire summer. So you can learn pretty much how to analyze just like me. And maybe you even, take it even further and you grow even more than me and you're able to analyze things and start being successful with your trading strategies, which we even give you one in the course. But I would highly encourage you to go check it out. I think it'll genuinely help you. And that's from countless emails and countless people, even doing the live show, saying, hey, this has really helped me. It has completely changed my outlook on where the market is going to go every single week, every single month. So I would highly suggest, if you actually want to get serious about this, if you actually want to learn this stuff, that yes, you can do that from YouTube. But if you're someone who wants the information cut and dry and said plainly, that is the course. The course will just blatantly tell you all of these things. So I hope and encourage that you go and learn a little bit over the next few days, but I really hope that we can have a good week this week and go straight into the 4th of July and celebrate a good week of trading. So thank you guys so much for watching and have a great rest of your day. Peace out.